I look like I cried or like I'm dying or something. I'm so tired. Okay, so I wanted to hop on real quick and just make a quick video for you guys. There was a friend of mine that shared a video that she had a little segment in, and it was a drumming video where she laid out an exercise that she's been going through, just kind of like a hand control exercise. Really cool. I'll link the video either in the description or in the comments of this video, so take a look at that. It's really interesting. But it spurred on my own thought and my own kind of interpretation of that exercise. So I'll throw up on the screen. I'll throw up the notation as she originally had it, and I'll play the way that she played it, and then I'll kind of break down how I interpreted it and therefore how I kind of changed it to be a bit of a different exercise and maybe show you some application for that exercise as well. Okay, so we have jumped into our music notation here to take a little bit of a closer look at the pattern that we're working with so that we can get a better idea of what exactly is going on, how we can interpret it, and how we can also tweak it to sound a little bit different and exercise a couple of different things. So this first measure up here will look a little bit different than what was notated in the video that I was quoting from earlier, but technically this is actually what was played. So let's go ahead and break down what's going on up here in this top measure, and then we'll move on. So in the original video, the idea was to take a paradiddle-diddle and then play a paradiddle right after it. And that's exactly what's going on here. We have a right hand lead paradiddle-diddle followed by a right hand lead paradiddle. And then that naturally just kind of flops, and then we flip over to the left hand lead paradiddle-diddle, and then the left hand lead paradiddle. And then you have an accent at the beginning of each of those rudiments. Because we're playing this all as just straight running 16th notes and we don't change the subdivision, the best way that I think there is to interpret this in terms of a time signature is to feel it in 5. What you've got is a 10-note grouping. And anytime you have a 10-note grouping, it's kind of best to think of it as 5 or playing in quintuplets, possibly. But in this case, it's better to think of it as just playing in 5. What I've done up here is played 2 of the patterns back to back because we have the right hand lead half and then the left hand lead half. So you put all that together, you have 20 notes that divides very evenly into 5, so you're playing a measure of 5. So really cool idea, definitely very challenging and really stretches kind of some interesting areas, especially if you start trying to put it to a metronome and putting it into the context of a time signature, because not a lot of people are familiar with playing in 5, and that's not something that's very comfortable. So yeah, absolutely really cool idea, absolutely worth spending time on. This is fun. So my spin on it is to take the strict meaning of this 6 and apply that a little bit more thoroughly to the overall idea. So this 6 actually changes the way that we interpret the paradiddle-diddle. It doesn't just mean, hey, this is a grouping of 6 notes. It actually means, hey, this grouping of 6 notes ought to be felt and played as a 6-tuplet. So what I have here are these 6 notes played as a 16th note 6-tuplet, which basically just means that we have to play those 6 notes in the same amount of time as one quarter note. Anytime that I play a paradiddle-diddle, more often than not, what I actually want to play is an inverted paradiddle-diddle, which really just means that we take the 2 single notes that are at the beginning, the para, and we split it. So we take one of those singles and we put it at the very, very end, and we have the 2 diddles just right there in the middle. So it goes par-diddle-diddle-ra, and that's exactly what's going on here. We have par-diddle-diddle-ra. And then the regular paradiddle, we just play as per usual. We play this inverted paradiddle-diddle as a 6-tuplet, and then we play the paradiddle as just straight running 16th notes. And again, because it's right hand lead, that naturally flips, and then we have the left hand lead, inverted paradiddle-diddle, and then the left hand lead paradiddle. And then that flips again, and we keep on going. So this interpretation down here, I find to be a lot of fun because it really exercises your ability to change subdivisions back to back. So here we're playing in a sextuplet subdivision, and then here we're playing in just a straight 16th note subdivision. Both ideas really challenge some different areas. Up here, you're playing in 5. Down here, you're playing in 4, but you have that weird subdivision change. So both kind of like throw some different curveballs at you. I think both are a lot of fun to work with. I've had a lot of fun just kind of messing around with both of them. So actually, in that vein, I have a couple of different audio clips that I'll play for you right now. The first one is going to be me on my drum set playing this first interpretation. And what I did as far as orchestration goes is any of the right hand notes were on the hi-hat, left hand notes were on the snare, and anytime that the right hand has the accent, I paired that with a kick drum. So here is that for you right now. And this next audio clip is going to be me playing my interpretation of the exercise. Same orchestration, so right hand notes are going to be played on the hi-hat, left hand notes are going to be played on the snare. The kick gets thrown in on this first and second right hand accent. It does not get placed on this third right hand accent. I leave that one alone. So here is that. Okay, so there you go. I really hope that this was informative for you, maybe a little stretching as well. I really had a lot of fun kind of breaking this down and wrestling with this this exercise. It was kind of fun to take it and steer it in a bit of a different direction. So if you have another direction that you kind of interpret this as and you want to talk more about it, then leave a comment or message me. I would love to talk with you more about this and kind of see what it is that you do with it. Hope this was a lot of fun, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.